Hello aquarium enthusiasts, Jeff here. So I'm battling some hair algae in this 10-gallon aquarium. You can see all tangled in with this Java moss is hair algae. You can see it kind of stringy up towards the top and just tangled all throughout. Some over here kind of hanging off this guppy grass. So it's been like this for a while. This Java moss is pretty much, all up around, pretty much up to the top, and I've just been pulling chunks of it out each week when I do water changes. Like some clumps of it I was throwing in my banishment tank. That's my 3-gallon cylinder aquarium where I keep my mosquito fish, and I put culled live bearers in it, ones with bent spines. So the first time I even noticed this hair algae, I didn't, I thought it was maybe cat hair, like strands of cat hair. Because my cats will sit on top of the lid sometimes, and maybe a little bit of their fur will get in between the edge of the lid and where the sponge filter airline tubing space is. But then it just kept spreading and growing, and it was, once it gets thicker, you can see that it's green. And it's pretty much towards the top of the aquarium. Like I said, this Java moss was even like higher up to the top. But on this, I have some Java fern windalove on the end over here, and that does not get any of the hair algae on it. So maybe like the top center is where, pretty much where the light is the strongest. So towards the bottom, there's really no issues. Like those bits of Java moss over here aren't really tangled in with any hair algae. So I did get some Easy Carbon from Aquarium Co-op. So maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I started dosing this when I do my weekly water changes. And I guess I've been just doing it once a week, where this suggests low light every other day and medium highlight every day. I mean, this is probably, as a beams work light, so, and just being a shallow 10-gallon aquarium, it probably fall into maybe medium light. So maybe if I stepped it up and actually did this every day, or at least every other day, that might make a bigger impact on getting rid of it. One thing I have noticed, or it's either, but it could be just in my head, that the guppy grass is affected. I mean, it was used to be brighter green and grew bushier, I think. So either the Easy Carbon has hindered its growth, or maybe that's just in my imagination. I'm not entirely sure. But as far as I know, like Easy Carbon essentially attacks cells. So algae being a single-celled organism, its its dosage, I guess, would be designed to handle that. I mean, in higher dosage, it can be very harmful to plants and fish. I guess it's like some delicate plants can be harmed by it. So maybe guppy grass is probably kind of delicate. So I've just like I said, I just started maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I may begin to step it up and dose it up to every other day and even every day. But before that, my next step is I'm going to keep the lights off. I'm actually going to be going away. I'm going home to Massachusetts. I'm actually going to be leaving for the airport in a couple hours, so I'll be gone for 4 days. So we'll see if this leaving the lights off this tank for 4 days, see what kind of impact that will make on the hair algae. See if that makes it go away. And along with the hair algae, I have this like velvety, fuzzy looking algae growing on my anubias right here. I'm not sure what kind of algae that is. I think it's green spot algae. I think it just started out in like orange like spots and kind of spread together to be longer clumps. But that easy carbon may have helped with this. As you can see in the middle, those new leaves that grew don't have any algae on them yet. You can kind of see, like right here, is leaves over that bottom leaf. That one leaf that, on the back there that is heavily covered with that green fuzzy algae. We can see where the leaves above it covering, kind of blocking out the light. It's less algae there. So yeah, I think it's green spot algae. Maybe it's something else. If anybody knows what that is, give me a heads up and let me know in the comments. And if you have hair algae issues, let me know what you do about it. Do you use easy carbon or some kind of carbon product like Flourish Excel, something like that? But yeah, so here it is now. Like I said, I'm going to be without lights for 4 days. Let's see how that helps. Yeah, I'm going home to Massachusetts for my fantasy baseball draft. It's a league I have with my friends from home. We've been doing this for almost 20 years. I go home every year. I don't go home for Christmas or Thanksgiving, but I go home for my fantasy baseball draft. That's when I'll go see my parents while I'm there and see my friends from home. And there's a nor'easter happening right now. It's like the 4th they've had in just a short time, so I already know that my flight is going to be delayed. I'm taking a connecting flight going from here in Las Vegas to Chicago, and then my connecting flight from Chicago to I'm actually flying into Providence, Rhode Island, so I know that flight is already delayed, so hopefully that's not going to be delayed again or even any longer. I guess that storm should be wrapping up this morning, so by the time I get there, hopefully that'll be over and it won't affect my traveling too bad. I mean, if there was any like big delays, it might not affect everything that I need to do while I'm there and everyone I need to see, and I might be gone. Might not be able to do everything I need to do in 4 days, so could give it maybe an extra day without light if necessary. Probably not. Anyway. Alright, so that's my hair algae battle. And the steps that I'm taking, so we'll see how it does without light. Alright, and I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies, and I enjoy kitties. Thanks for watching.